Welcome back to episode 2 of Count K-Marx's narrative let's play of the Shimazu clan in Shogun 2. We return after a successful defense of Satsuma, in which we killed off the Aito's daimyo, but have yet to finish off his general. Here we finish them off just as the Biwa player that Lord Shimazu was expecting arrives to lend us his services. Also, Lord Shimazu has a gift for the garrison forces at Asumi. Let's go now and see what he has in store. We have done it, Lord Shimazu. With the death of Sukiyaki, the Shonin are all but wiped out. Yes, I believe the rule now falls to his wife. We have done it, Lord Shimazu. With the death of Sukiyaki, the Shonin are all but wiped out. Yes, I believe the rule now falls to his wife. If she's smart, she will surrender all of her land to us and live the rest of her days in the mountains. Though knowing her, she will do no such thing. She will force us to kill every last loyal man and woman until they finally give us rest. Now unfortunately, I did not save the replay to this battle, so we just have to use the in-game footage, which it should suffice. I did not initially know where they were going to spawn, so instead, I just put my units inside and start battle. They do have this small detachment force off to the side. It's bigger than it looks. Anyways, I did the same thing as before, where I put my garrison Yari outside to soak up the damage while our archers shoot over them. A strategy that worked last time and hopefully will work just as well this time. Now unfortunately, the Aito set out their katana swordsman, samurai I believe, not Lone Ashigara, yep, katana samurai, to fight our Yari, which supposedly our Yari, while in spear walls, are supposed to be able to fend them off, although they're going to take some major losses in doing so, and I really don't feel like, well, they do have multiple regiments coming in, so I believe that is what tips the scale. Meanwhile, over on the right flank, I did send out my garrison katana samurai to try to flank. They did get caught out, but while they're melee, they're being very useful. Meanwhile, over here, I'm setting in kind of a box formation. I'm trying to get all my Yari into spear wall formation, but unfortunately it's being a bit difficult. I can't put them in spear wall while they're in combat, so they'll have to suffice. I'm making a little box here so my archers can shoot over my men and kind of into the field. Meanwhile, the katana over here, the Aito katana rather, are climbing the walls, taking a lot of losses to climb the walls and trying to get into my fort. Here I plan on possibly using my general. If nothing else, I'm going to inspire. Nope, here we go. Going to rapid advance right into them. Try to make them rout as soon as possible so that katana can go elsewhere. These katana guys a bit late. I plan on bringing them down to try to finish off whoever hasn't climbed up yet. I've decided to keep them out and run all the way to the other side to try to do the same, but on the main front. We see here the Aito mainly focusing on my samurai, which is decently smart. Send my archers to try to snipe off the general. Here I decided, let's make a box inside of a box. Try to do the main big box with just my Yari while sending my samurais out to flank and try to give these guys a spear sandwich. Unfortunately though, not too long afterwards, the battle pretty much is over, as they're just sending the last ditch of guys over our walls, into our spears. Fortunately though, we take minimal losses. But here I'll just let the rest of the battle play out. You can see though, they only have maybe 20 troops left. I told my archers to stop firing at wills to stop causing friendly fire. But after that, the battle's pretty much over.
What? Impossible!
Your men, they are demons. Oh Lord, I beg you, take me in your company, and I would be a most loyal servant. Sakai Moritoki, I sentence you to death. No, Lord Shimazu, I plead. As the battle starts, I place my bow Ashigar on one side of the fort, and then place all of my other units on the other side of the fort. Now, the way the AI works, no matter what that unit is, they will have to counter it in some way, so even if they stay there, let's see who they bring. They haven't brought anything so far, but they will sooner or later. It's kind of funny how they cheat though. Even though all my units are in the forest, they still are able to see them and put all the troops on that side of the fort. Here I'm planning a little sneaky mission, which we'll find about later. Fast forward away into the fight. For some reason they did send out some Yari to face us outside, probably stealing some of Lord Shimazu's tactics. Now we are going to climb the wall initially, but we are going to have our samurai and maybe later our daimyo to climb the wall and join the fight after. We're going to try to back camp him, which is a strategy where your army, all your army is fighting outside the main citadel, and you send a little sneaky unit to capture the objective point, as you will, and end the battle prematurely. Where hoist your flags up top of the citadel, the enemy see it, they run in fear. Here we fast forward a bit more into the battle, where we have climbed the walls. Some of our men have burned down the gate and are entering. Here we see our bowmen. They are occupying 3 other bowmen, so even though they're not going to do any fighting at all, there are 3 bow Ashigaru that are not going to aid them in their fight at all. I'm just moving up a bit more just so they keep their focus on them and do nothing else. Here our samurai start climbing the wall, and our general dismount, getting ready to join them soon after. As you can see, as our advisor just said right now, our men are not doing too well, so let's try to speed this up again and try to climb the walls a bit faster. Here I say, hey guys, let's wait a bit. Let's get our front line first. Let's not have any of our daimyos or generals die too quickly. An interesting little bit here is the Aito send their general out to fight our katanas and spears out at the ramp. Meanwhile, we're going to send our general to climb up the wall out here, as our men up top are already fighting. Here I'm showing footage of our samurai fighting at the gate. I'm trying to keep them isolated to the gate, to try to keep them away from the capture point, which I'm soon going to capture with my daimyo. Actually, I choose not to use my daimyo, sorry, this replay was a few weeks ago. I'm going to capture with my Yari, going to send my daimyo to help boost morale on the front line. And then not long afterwards, this battle is over as I capture the walls. Here we see that while we took many losses, none of our samurai regiments were wiped out. Lord Shimazu saved many lives by capturing the objective. So I take it you wish no part in the deal? And here I thought you were a brilliant man wishing to make a splendor. You misunderstand, lady. Misunderstand? I believe I heard your hesitation clearly. I'm sure I could find other merchants to jump at this opportunity. Lady Shimazu, the kind of capital you wish to run through these lands, we're gonna need a bigger base of operations. Ah, I understand. You wish for your estate to be increased and to make a large savings too? My lady, I would never be so cruel to ask such a thing. And with all that, welcome to Count Camrox's narrative let's play of Shogun 2. We return to our army getting attacked by the second Shonin force that was sent to Satsume, but I decided to turn around because of their supply line getting cut off. I decided to auto-resolve because I already fought a lot of battles this session and just wanted to secure Kyushu. I have left out almost all of the footage of Noyuri's naval tendency, as there's not really much to show. They kept sending 2 ships at a time and slowly worn us down, so I decided to repair all my ships so I don't lose any of them to head back out. Then, during the end turn, the Chozikabe show up, eager to trade with the Nanban, but will be disappointed to find out that all of the trade nodes have been already snatched up. Back on our turn, I sent a scouting party of extra cav to find out that Shoni have left Heizen defenseless, leaving Shimazu to take it without contest. Meanwhile, we make a great deal with the Chozikabe, who want to trade us so much that they'll even pay us a large sum and give us a marriage, just to simply trade with us. During the end turn, my scout got attacked by yet another Shoni general, who then decides to run him down, but gives me the advantage of being able to take Tsukushi without contest. I tried to initially engage the army, but they retreat so far away that I decide it is best to simply take Tsukushi. The army then decides to attack Higo, but the AI thinks that they will easily be able to win. But their army has a lot of cav, and cav do not do well in siege battles, so I decide to manually fight this one. So as you can see, I deal some interesting bugs when just trying to tell my army to move forward in a straight line and attack whoever you see first. So I'm going to do some quick macro here and try to at least get some sort of charge off. Meanwhile, I'm going to send my general and the Yari Cav around to try to flank, as I form a second line with my Yari units to try to flank as well. I'm trying to go as wide as I can with my Cav here to try to avoid the Yari. It would not be good to get my general stuck in that. They do their best to try to catch my Cav, but my Yari units catch them first. Here, they send their Yari Cav to flank. Well played by the AI for once. Here they turn the bows to try to phase us, but they just don't run fast enough to get a volley off. Our Cav gets there. They do apparently send some volleys off, but only manage to kill 2 units. Try to micro my other Yari around them to try to stop the second Boa Shigaru from firing at us. They get a good charge in. For some reason my Boa Shigaru did not fire the bows like they were told to. Instead, they went to melee. Which is fine, just Ashigaru. Anyways, means less friendly fire kills and more damage that they get to soak up. Here I'm macroing my Katana Samurai to do some extra flanking. Here I decided to not use 3 whole units just to fight 1 unit, so I'm gonna detach that army. Here we're getting some counter-flanking in. I hear their general just stands by, letting me destroy their Boishiguro, not doing anything about that. So I tried my best to get my Yori Cav into there. Some anti-Cav Cav. This is a bloody battle my general's in right now. He's really showing his men how to fight. Here, try to micro this guy to do some more recharging. You see, I like to do this thing where I tell them to march in a very narrow formation, then tell them to spread out. It works really well. See, when I tell them to spread out, they're already kind of in that formation. Try to get a good camera here of the rear charge. And slowly the balance of power goes in our favor, which will soon make the enemy retreat. But as you can see, we took a lot of losses here. Finally, their general falls, and I'm surprised I don't lose my own general, given how low unit count my general's units are. And that's the end of the battle. On the following turn, Lord Shimazu heads back to Hego, not wanting to have a stain on his record for having lost a fort. We are also keeping a close eye on the last Shoni army, getting ready to meet them wherever they decide to invade. Eventually, they decide to step foot near Bungo, where Lord Shimazu is quick to receive the Shoni army. Well, well, the great warlord Shimazu indeed foiled my plan. If one of my agents told me that you had 2 armies, I would believe them with how quickly you were able to switch fronts. That would not be necessary. You are too easy to read. Too predictable. Too easy to read? You hardly know me. Oh, I remember you clearly. Your outbursts at court were quite the show.
Shut up!
You couldn't possibly remember me, but you will remember my blade before it slices off your head. Here I am skipping way into the battle because the enemy decided to camp against us, which is fine, just means we get to completely surround them with all of our swordsmen. I also unlocked the trait Stand and Fight for my daimyo, in which he will form a little square with his retainers and give anyone in his radius a attack increase. As you can see, this round isn't going that great, as it kind of cornered me off. But a few micros later, and the battle is nearly ours. And with a close victory that I think I unfairly got, the numbers were pretty even. We lost half as much as they did. But anyways, this will be all for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you next time.